Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., staring into the quiet darkness, wondering why sleep seems to elude you? It's a common experience for many, especially as we get older. And it's far more than just a random habit or an inevitable part of aging. In this discussion, we will explore 5 significant reasons why individuals often wake around this hour and what these early morning awakenings might be signaling about your body, your health, and your overall life experience. These insights go beyond superficial explanations. They are deeply rooted in the very physiology, psychology, and natural rhythms of aging that many are unaware of. By the end, you may view your sleep in an entirely new light, gaining a deeper understanding and appreciation for what your body is truly experiencing. One of the most straightforward explanations for waking in the middle of the night, particularly around 3 a.m., is the natural reduction in melatonin production that occurs with age. Melatonin, often called the body's internal clock, is the hormone crucial for regulating our sleep-wake cycle, helping us both fall asleep and remain asleep. In our younger years, our bodies typically produced a consistent, robust amount, ensuring long periods of uninterrupted rest. However, as the years advance, this production naturally lessens. You might still find it easy to fall asleep initially after a busy day, but by the early morning hours, that diminished supply of melatonin can become insufficient to maintain a deep, restful state. You might awaken not due to an external disturbance, but because your brain is subtly shifting back towards wakefulness without adequate melatonin to hold it in sleep. This is not a sign of failure or anything you are doing wrong. It simply reflects a natural chemical change with age. Furthermore, your bedroom environment plays a critical role. Even minimal light from a street lamp, a digital clock, or a hallway can suppress melatonin production even further, as your body becomes more sensitive to environmental triggers. For instance, I recall someone in their early 70s who had always been a sound sleeper, but recently found themselves consistently wide awake around 3:15 a.m. Once they understood this was not a personal failing, but a natural part of aging linked to melatonin, they stopped self-blame and began making small adjustments. Darkening the room, avoiding screens before bed, and even a short evening walk to bolster the body's natural rhythm helped immensely. This understanding transformed frustration into a compassionate approach, enabling wiser choices for nocturnal self-care. Another compelling reason individuals tend to wake around 3 a.m. is a natural progression in the body's internal clock, known as advanced sleep phase. As we age, our circadian rhythms, which dictate our sleep and wake patterns, naturally shift forward. This means you might feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning, sometimes even before your alarm on days you wished to sleep longer. This isn't merely a habit. It's a fundamental biological shift that becomes more pronounced over time. In earlier life, our rhythms often align with later bedtimes. But as this rhythm advances, the sleep window naturally moves forward. You might find yourself falling asleep as early as 9 p.m., feeling fully rested by 3 a.m., even if it's still dark outside. This doesn't indicate an issue. Your body is simply operating on a different schedule, like a clock gently reset. This can be particularly challenging if it clashes with your lifestyle or personal preferences. Additionally, a quieter household or more solitude, common in later life, can amplify these internal signals to wind down earlier. Without the constant activity or external cues of work or social gatherings, the body's nightly shutdown begins sooner. I observed an individual in their late 60s who, after retiring, consistently found themselves asleep by 9 p.m. and naturally awake by 3 a.m. Learning about advanced sleep phase alleviated their concern, and they began subtly adjusting their evening routine, reading with warm light, a gentle post-dinner walk, or a brief phone call with family. These small cues helped stretch their sleep window, aligning their wake-up time closer to morning and fostering a deeper sense of daily alignment. Physical discomfort and underlying health issues frequently surface during the quiet hours of the night, becoming another common cause for 3 a.m. awakenings. As we age, the likelihood of managing chronic conditions or subtle health concerns increases, many of which silently disrupt sleep. These issues, such as joint pain from arthritis, nighttime acid reflux, dry mouth, muscle cramps, or even minor changes in room temperature, can silently rouse you from a restful state. The body's defenses are less forgiving and more sensitive in these early morning hours. A prominent reason for men, for instance, is the increased need to urinate. The bladder's elasticity lessens with age, leading to more frequent urges, which are easily ignored during the day but become impossible to overlook in the quiet of the night. Once you move, even briefly, to the bathroom, your body may shift to a state of light alertness, making it difficult to return to deep sleep. Medications are also a significant factor. Many commonly used for blood pressure, heart health, or pain management have side effects like frequent urination or altered body temperature that can quietly impact sleep without immediate recognition. One individual, a woman in her mid-70s, found herself consistently waking around 3:30 a.m. After consulting her physician, she discovered a medication affecting her hydration and increasing nighttime bathroom trips. With professional guidance and lifestyle adjustments, she reduced her wake-ups and returned to sleep more easily. These physical awakenings are not failures. They are signals from your body, guiding you towards better care, more informed choices, and a deeper trust in your own awareness. They are quiet nudges to tune in and make small, supportive changes for better health. Our long-standing daily habits and routines are often overlooked, yet they significantly reshape our internal rhythm and can lead to 3 a.m. awakenings. Many older adults naturally shift towards earlier dinners, earlier winding down times, and reduced physical activity. These seemingly minor adjustments accumulate, signaling to the body that the night should commence earlier, inevitably pushing the wake-up time earlier to after retirement. For example, the body receives fewer external cues like commutes or physically demanding tasks. A calm, dimly lit evening with minimal stimulation can prompt earlier melatonin production, inviting sleep before you realize how early it is. Once asleep earlier, the body simply completes its rest earlier, leading to pre-dawn awakenings. There's also a subtle connection between meal timing and sleep quality. An early dinner, though often healthy, can cause a blood sugar dip overnight, which, even without conscious hunger, can rouse the body. Similarly, caffeine, even if consumed in the early afternoon, can linger longer in the system as metabolism slows with age, subtly lightening sleep and increasing susceptibility to disturbances. A man in his early 70s, recently retired, experienced this gradual shift. His days became less structured and evenings more relaxed, leading him to fall asleep early and wake around 3 a.m. By reflecting on his routine, he made small adjustments: a short afternoon walk, reading in brighter light, and avoiding evening naps. These changes gently shifted his natural sleep window later, allowing for a more restorative rhythm. Our bodies thrive on rhythm, on daily patterns that signal rest and rise. By recognizing and thoughtfully adjusting these patterns, we can gently guide our bodies back to a more restorative sleep cycle. Finally, some 3 a.m. awakenings stem less from the body and more from the mind, reflecting emotional and psychological restlessness. As we age, emotional layers often hidden by the busyness of daily life can surface in the quiet of the night. These early hours, when the world is still, become a stage for unspoken worries, regrets, or longings. You might lie awake, not due to noise or pain, but because your mind is quietly processing memories, unresolved thoughts, or subtle anxieties. This restlessness differs from the acute anxiety of youth. It is quieter, more reflective, a soft hum in the background. The mind, when not actively engaged, often revisits past relationships, decisions, losses, or unsaid words. With less daily rushing, there's space for these thoughts to resonate. Loneliness can also play a role. Social circles often shrink, and while the day is active, night brings quiet and an awareness of emotional gaps. This doesn't always feel heavy. Sometimes it's a simple desire for connection. Consider an elderly individual who, though busy during the day, frequently awoke around 3 a.m., their thoughts returning to cherished memories or worries kept at bay. They realized these awakenings weren't about sleep, but their heart-seeking expression. They started keeping a journal by their bed, writing down honest thoughts, and incorporated a quiet evening ritual like listening to music. These acts of reflection and connection offered a gentle outlet for emotions, aiding a more peaceful return to sleep. The human heart doesn't follow strict schedules. It remembers, questions, and sometimes does so at 3 a.m. This is not a flaw but a sign of depth. If you find